he is still like mostly in the middle of the street. I think you guys are like, think you guys were at like an intersection, and he was in the middle of it, and he was just fucking flailing around and just chucking corn at people.
All right. I mean, low key, guy was just trying to vibe, man. He wanted to build his own garden, like OOC. I mean,
That's fair.
yeah.
So it's Rava drops one of the knives at this point. She still has one, but she goes up and just out of pure being an idiot, she tries to punch the corn man.
She tries to punch the corn. I think
She has a knife in her hand.
yeah, I think you did like when you said you dropped a knife. I think that you didn't drop it willingly. I think that you probably did drop it when you got uppercut.
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. We were there, Jackson.
Okay. So okay, yeah, this would be roll brawn.
Okay. Sorry. I got 5.
You run up and you don't punch him. You like open hand slap him on his stupid corn face. And I think his head does that cartoon thing where like it starts spinning around and he stops it with his own hands, and he takes 1 damage.
Fantastic.
I am a big fan of this.
And now it is his turn again. This time, though, I don't think he targets just you, Rava, because he raises his hands to the sky, and all around, all of the like stalks of corn that were growing out of the vine-covered people start to rise up. Not the Hamilton song. And then they start to fall towards you too.
Falling?
What?
Why are they falling?
He grew them like super big, and they just kind of like collapsed under their own weight.
Oof.
So
Terrifying.
roll proficiency to not get hit by falling corn.
Alright. Bet.
Will our heroes be able to stop this corn-based fiend?
I got
16.
9.
So 16 and 9?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Rava, you managed to get out of the way of your corn. I should roll. Hold on.
I mean, to be fair, like, it's kind of not necessarily a terrible thing if I don't dodge.
Yeah. Okay, so Rava's good. That was the worst way it could have gone. Because the roll against Rava was like a 3, and against you and against Justin it was a 17.
Oof.
So yeah, Justin, I think you try to run out from underneath it, but you run like along it.
Oof.
And like you think you're in the clear, and then like just the tail end of it catches you and pins you to the ground, and you take 8 damage.
I'm gonna say this is not how I pictured being pinned down.
God fucking damn it.
But wait, is it my? Oh wait, no, he just finished his turn.
Yeah, he just finishes his turn. It's your turn now.
Okay, so I'm still gonna look at the corn guy and then just transfer the injury part of it back to him again. He can't stop it this time.
What's the
He
third
gets
of
pinned to
8?
the ground and Rava has advantage on an attack.
Well, I don't think he gets pinned. He gets knocked to the ground, though. Because there's nothing
okay.
still resting on him.
Alright.
Hold on. We gotta find out what 8 divided by 3 is. Okay, he takes 3 damage. Yeah, you get healed 4, and then he takes 3 damage. And it's like... It's like he just got, like, whumped really hard over the back of the head, and he just like falls face first into the ground.
This poor guy.
And now it is Rava's turn.
So he's on the ground, right?
Yeah, he ground boy.
Fantastic. I would like to try to use my knife and attack the ground man.
Any like, are you just like stabbing at him, or like?
I'm going for the I'm going for his fleshy bits, like his chest.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you go for like the chest and roll.
8.
8. Okay. Well, I think that'll still probably get him because his durability, I've decided, is 3. He's made of corn. What'd you expect?
This man's.
He's corn and sticks, Chip. The fact that he survived this long is frankly a miracle. You stab down into him, and you actually like feel it hit something like with more resistance than just like husk bound together by a burlap sack.
Am I allowed to twist?
Yeah, you twist, and something that you did not expect to happen happens because he starts to bleed.
Oh.
And starts to like emit this really like high-pitched wail, not like a screech, almost like a wail like despair.
Wow.
And he takes I think he takes 15 damage from that.
Wow. That's a big one.
And he stands upright, and he clutches his chest, which has blood seeping out of it, and looks to the two of you and says, "You have not seen the last of me." And one of those stalks that was growing out of a person bends over, scoops him up, and fucking throws him like a catapult into the distance.
All right.
You just see him like absolutely gone.
Rava's just covered in this man's blood.
Blood, corn, and also more blood that's hers from a car crash.
That's fair.
Most of the car crash is gone. We're good.
And like slowly from over by Justin to some of the people between Justin and Rava to eventually Rava, the corn starts to wither and disappear. And what's it called? The people who were bound by corn, you see them and they're mostly fine, except for the ones who had like the giant stalks of corn growing out of them. And they are alive, but they look like super like malnourished, like they're looking really thin, like their cheeks are like sunken in, they have dark circles around their eyes, and they don't look too good.
Rava continues to look apathetic.
Of course she does.
So what do we do now?
Well,
Just escaped on this.
well, you don't really have an opportunity to do like really decide what happens, because then like as like the man retreats into the distance and the corn vanishes, Um, you see, like, running down the road towards you, a tall boy. Like, he is very, like, heavy built. Like, he's not overweight. He's like, this man is like a fucking rectangle. Like, he is hefty. And he reaches over to the scene of the battle and looks around and says, "Should I give this guy a voice?"
You don't have to if you don't want to.
He says, "Did any of you all see a man made out of corn around here? I'm assuming this is where he was because of the corn."
Sorry.
I think, as much as that would sound like a totally hypothetical and correct situation, this corn, we just found it growing on its own. I'm just kidding. No, yeah. He went that way when we point to the way, or at least I point to the way, which he kind of just like flew and yeeted out of here.
Yeah,
Like,
he got stabbed. He got like stabbed in the chest and was like, "You want to see the last of me?" And then he like fucking got the hell out of here.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm kind of tired.
you two
tired.
are with the IHA, right?
Yeah.
Good, good. Well, in that case, pleasure to meet you. My name is Jonathan Henrys, the Steel Driver, and
Yeah.
I'm with Damage Control.
Well, there's a lot of
That sounds
damage, and I don't feel like controlling any of it, so you're here in time.
Yep, that's my job.
All right.
About how far away did he head off?
I have no idea.
Pretty far.
That bitch gone.
Probably
Yeah.
best take care of
He
this
just
situation.
was like, I'm about to head out.
It's probably best that I stay here to take care of this situation then. You two alright?
Yeah. I don't have to pay for that car I crashed, do I?
You crashed that car?
Yeah, I ran him over.
I mean, I'll have to file a report, but I don't think you'll have to.
I have to pay for the car. I'm coming to your house.
You don't know where I live.
No, but the IHA does.
No, yeah, she's right, but I would like to.
And he just kind of looks
Is this
between
the
the two of you. He just kind of looks between the
This
two of
is-
you and is like, "You two are special cases, aren't you?"
I mean, define special.
Never mind.
That was a yes.
Yeah. Like, I mean, do you have any, like, medical equipment, preferably at your house or something?
I would recommend going to see the doctor at the building and then filing this all in. But
That sounds like a lot of work.
I mean, I don't have a communicator, so I can't get you there any faster. But
I'm going.
Well, hot damn.
I'm going home. You know what? No. You know what? Come on, randomly horny teammate of mine. We're gonna go get ourselves some fucking lunch. Donna owes me.
Yeah. That's fair.
and you two both head off to the Burger Lads. It is still Burger Lads. It has not changed hands again since you've been gone.
Fantastic.
Okay.
But you get there, and it is actually packed now. There's 3 whole people in there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's how Joanna has her hands full.
Yeah. You kind you hear what sounds like soft sobbing coming from behind the counter, and Rava calls for Joanna, and it just stops, and Joanna just kind of like rises up from behind the counter and is like, "Oh, you're alive.
Yeah. Don't know if we're necessarily proud of that.
So, how'd the corn thing go?
Why? Okay, why were you doing that thing?
What thing?
There's just Justin's just stuck between two dead stairs.
I'm stuck between.
With the cat.
I don't know what you're talking about. You want food?
Yes, you owe me.
I guess I do, whatever. And she just like, you know how that one clown-affiliated burger joint has like the bags of already pre-prepared meals, like in a heater? Yeah, she just grabs one of those and just fucking like puts it on the counter. Is like, there.
Go.
And Joanna points to Justin. You want one?
Yeah, sure.
And she hands you one too. I don't know what's in those, and also I don't know how old they are. I think that some of those bags are starting to gain sentience. So.
Never stopped me before.
That's true. So, how'd the corn thing go?
I stabbed a man in the chest.
He almost died.
Okay. Normally I don't care, Rava, but I have to ask. A man or the corn monster?
I don't know, he bled. It's kind of on the fence on whether or not it was a man or a corn. Either way, he knows how to fly, and that's a little concerning.
Yeah.
Wait, do you think that he flew away, Chip?
that's
I mean, how else are we supposed to describe that?
That's fair.
Yeah. That's just about what Rava perceived.
And Joanna's like, well, that's concerning. I'm not lending a hand with that, by the way.
It's cool.
So, your first real job with the IHA, and maybe your first real job. That's interesting. You guys don't seem to be hurt too bad, except for you. And she points to Justin. You are looking a little worse for wear.
Yeah. I had to take a fireball for her. Literally.
I appreciate that.
I got in a car crash.
I also had to take that car crash for her too.
They're both. I like to think that they're both laughing about it, and Joanna has no idea what he's talking about.
Joanna was concerned slightly about the fireball. She doesn't seem too fazed by the car crash, though.
I like to think that Rava will come in and have a broken nose, and she'll be like, "What happened?" Like, car crash.
Yeah.
Rava's just like, I don't know how to drive.
No, she doesn't.
Of course she doesn't.
She does not.
So Rava, no, wait, no. I'm gonna say. So, Joanna. Joanna reaches underneath the counter and pulls out like a glass and starts to wipe it down with a towel. And it's just like, so, pray tell, what did you learn about this corn man?
Well, he thinks we're in like 1600s. He tried to burn us because we were a witch, so.
Well,
yeah.
I think
you kind of are.
Debatable.
Fair.
I kind of blocked out the rest.
Fair.
Cool. Thank you very much, Rava. Justin, what really happened?
He actually seemed confused about what time period he was in. He said we were in 1886, I think. He did actually try to burn me. That's how the fireball thing happened. I said, I'm the one that hurt you, because I had, like, I guess, hurt him magically, is what he thought. So he called me a witch, and he did the fireball thing, and then I had to stand in the way. Joanna got hurt a little bit, or not Joanna. Rava got hurt a little bit, because the temperature of the fireball was a little bit too spicy, but like other than that, we're good.
Rava throws a chicken nugget at him mid-sentence.
And then he did like that whole like Team Rocket thing.
Oh, right, when he flew away.
Yeah.
So why does the corn man know how to fly and shoot fire?
That is very concerning. Very much so.
I don't know a lot about this fucking corn man, but every time we hit him, it was like, wow, there's more corn. But when I got him in the chest, he bled like people blood, so...
Yeah. That is true. I saw it with my own eyes. It was really weird.
I'm kind of covered in said people blood, so don't worry about it.
I figured that was mostly yours.
You wish it was.
I don't wish, I just kind of figured. It's kind of stuff you get up to anyways.
Justin, what was that thing he did with the people in the...
You mean like he entangled people in the corn vines like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did that.
Corn.
Yeah, that's true. I was there.
That...
Another chicken nugget hits Justin.
And I think
chicken nugget?
What was that? What did you say, Royalty?
I just had free chicken nugget.
That's fair. Joanna says, I don't like to... Oh my god. Joanna's your fucking oracle. Whether you want to take out the persona or the Batman way.
Perfect.
Joanna says, well, I don't like to get myself involved in these hero things too much.
Oh, that would make sense, you know.
But it sounds like, from what I saw and from what you're saying, he's got at least one way to use fire. He can fly, which is irritating.
I think you can fly better than you these days.
Oh, that was a
Low
jab.
blow.
That was a jab. Fucking Joanna over here. I like tore my own wings out. You don't get to make that joke.
That's that Chip. I know this is still a fictional character, but what you did is like walking up to a veteran who lost his leg and saying, "Hey, want to race?"
I have warned both of you that Rava is not a great person.
That is fair. That is fair. So I think Joanna doesn't really even like pay attention to it.
I think she does this shit to
Does
her all
Joanna
the time.
show any emotion to that?
I think she maybe kind of like winces a little bit, but she's like is mostly like. Whatever.
I have an idea. I have an idea as a joke, but I do not know how well it would go down. I don't know how well it would go down, but
Okay.
I want you. I kind of want your permission to try it just to see. Are we streaming or no?
No.
Okay, so hypothetically speaking, what would happen if I, with Joanna's permission, touched her shoulder and transferred the pain of her wings being ripped out to Rava?
Well, she's not currently feeling that exact pain, but that would also be a
True.
bad idea.
I know. That's why I asked.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend that.
Would that kill her instantly?
It might do. I don't think it would kill her instantly, but I think it would do like 20 damage at least.
That is a fair amount. That is very beefy.
That's how you get Rava to punch you.
Yeah, I was saying like that doesn't seem like a good thing if you guys have bonded a little bit, because like he did. I imagine you do like not hate him as much anymore, Rava, because he did take a fireball for you and did heal you, and also did kind of juggle around the corn man.
Yeah.
And you probably found that funny.
Man, we had to do it to the corn man.
Yeah. But
No, I was just asking. I thought that'd be a funny thing.
yeah. probably not a good idea to do that.
True. So I'm not. Not that it would make a difference either way.
But John says, I think that you guys like don't. Do you want to describe like the whole thing to her? Like, we don't have to do it like in character. But do you guys want to like tell her like basically a complete rundown of what happened?
Yes, I do.
Rob is eating chicken nuggets, and so if Justin wants to do that, that's valid.
Okay. So you give him full rundown, give her a full rundown, and she's like, okay, so he can't fly, he can just throw himself. Still could be a threat, I guess.
Yeah. Very much so. If only there was like a like a hot sentient like god dad or something, but you know, I don't know if that exists or anything, you know.
I think Joanna kind of raises an eyebrow at you, looks at Rava for a second, and then just what?
Rava's like got like half a cheeseburger shoved in her mouth, and she's just staring at him with like no emotion.
Like, boy, you know, like a good father figure who has like a lot of cool children, except for like one that's like slightly questionable because he like rips people's skin off. Like, I mean, I'm sure a dad like him would probably help in a situation like this, but there's definitely nobody around like that, right, Joanna?
She Rava stops him and is like, I don't know, like, she stops him and is like, you know, there's something I have to tell you. Joanna's actually my biological father.
Oh, fuck.
Joanna just kind of raises a hand, guilty as charged.
Wait! What about the situation at hand?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, royalty. I'm so sorry she's like this.
Joanna says,
Wait.
What was that?
Wait, now that I think about it, like, obviously I'm talking about Dougal in that instance, but, like, now that I think about it, who's Justin's dad?
That's something you gotta figure out, home.
Yeah,
It was
what
Ted
the hell?
Danson.
What the? I'm like, who? Because that just got me thinking. I was like, oh, let's talk all about our dads. And then I realized, wait a second. Wait.
Justin's like, hey, you guys want to talk about your dads? Joanna and Rava are like, no. And Justin's like, well, I'll start. I don't know him. Your turn.
Your turn.
What's your dad like, Joanna?
The bit Rava does is that she stands up, like, it puts her hand on his shoulder, looks him in the eye, and looks incredibly somber, and is like, Joanna's my biological father. I hate I have to tell you this way. And she leaves. She, like, goes to the bathroom.
She beats me.
Little does Justin know that they have the same father. Like, I think that's so funny.
That actually would be interesting, of like the fact that Justin understands that Rava is a void child, doesn't understand that like a lot of these weird and interesting people who like meet up with her are all also void children.
It's like how all three of us are autistic and somehow just became friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, support group. Wait, so now then, like... Wait, so does Joanna know that Rava's like a void child too?
Yes. Joanna does.
because she can sense it.
Yeah.
Does Rava know the other way around?
That's a good question.
I wouldn't think so.
That's actually a good question about what point in the timeline we're in, because Justin knows who all the other Aetherborn are.
Yeah.
But doesn't know. But do the Void Children know about each other yet? That's a good question.
I guess that's something you're gonna have to figure out as the DM.
Why would I have to figure out? It's your character. I guess. Oh shit! I guess I figured out my in-universe character. It's Dougal, basically.
Fantastic.
I think that Rava does at least know that Joanna is her sister because I think Dugald like found like just kind of popped in on Joanna in her house, and then Rava like just kind of kicked in the doors like, I'm staying here now, and
She
like
kicks
just
in the
walked
doors
in
like, hey, I'm back from the Philippines.
and then she sees her dad and Joanna talking.
She looks between them and is all like, is this a custody battle? What the fuck?
Duel's like, okay, sweetie, sit down, there's something we need to tell you.
Rava's the kind of child who would not sit down because he asked her to.
What if she does that and he just kind of narrows his eyes at her and is like, okay, sweetie, stay standing.
She'd sit down.
And he smiles and says, there's something that Joanna and I need to tell you.
She's like, are you pregnant?
I mean, that's fair. Dugald has been pregnant before.
Her? No. Me? Questionable. Joanna here is your big sister.
Rava just has this. Rava just kind of puts her head in her hand and is all like, okay.
Yeah, I should have figured something like that would happen. Alright, that's all I wanted to say. Bye. And he just vanishes.
Man, I feel like he talks to me like I'm 3. Does he do that to you too?
No, it says... No, mostly just kind of... Well, when you're not here, he does what you do.
Ah.
Yeah.
Why does everybody think I can afford to keep, like, people living in my house? I can barely afford to live in my house.
Not like I don't feed you.
That is fair.
Okay.
He doesn't.
I feed you like half the time. Oh, royalty.
Yes.
So, Rava makes more money than Joanna in general because of her wild adventures selling pottery.
Okay.
So, whenever Rava stays for like 3 months, she usually gives Joanna the rent. That's not something you were ever caught up on, but Jackson and I had discussed a while ago. So I thought you should know.
All right. Also,
We're two assholes.
So for right now, Joanna still just thinks that I'm just kind of like weird,
Hanging out.
like, well, cause like, wait, has at this point in time Joanna met her Aetherborn counterpart?
No.
Oh, okay. So does she know Aetherborn exist?
No.
Oh, okay. So that, okay, I like the mysteriousness of it. I do.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess. Wait, does Joanna hate Dougal or not really?
It's just kind of annoyed by him.
He's annoying in the same manner that Rava's kind of annoying.
Yeah.
That's fair. I was gonna say, can I just talk to Joanna and have like a bonding moment about us hating our like parents?
Not really, because like,
Well, not hating.
eventually
annoyed,
she'd like kind of gather on that you're like more serious about it, and she's just like, hey, he's a dumbass, but I don't like hate him.
Okay, that's fair.
But back to Joanna's like rundown. She says, so in general at least, it looks like you're dealing with somebody with their main thing being at the very least plant growth.
Okay.
I mean, it has potential, but if you're just, like him, growing corn, not a lot going for him. Weak to fire, even though he uses fire.
I mean, to be fair, he was playing with literal fire, so the fact that he got actually burned is funny to me.
That's fair. That's fair.
Another chicken nugget hits him.
Ooh, free chicken nugget!
This happens several times throughout this conversation.
Yes, more than once.
More are thrown than are eaten.
Yeah.
But I do ask for some sauce, because I actually like nuggets with sauce. I want to see if Joanna gives it to me. Can I have a sauce, please?
He's just holding the nugget Rava through.
I would like some sauce.
I think Joanna does kind of lob it and it lands on the table.
Yay.
Wait, hold on. I'm gonna
Dexter.
Nah, yeah, it lands on the table. It's good.
Okay. She chucks it at me. And it's like the force of a 90-mile-per-hour baseball.
No, that would be if it was brawn.
Mm.
She's just really fucking good at just tossing shit.
Yeah. Joanna doesn't really leave the counter.
Okay.
Even when people are
I like to think she's just leaning on it.
yeah, she is.
They're just talking about this while people order nuggets.
Yeah, and when the nuggets are done, quote unquote, meaning she just decides to stop talking for a second to pull one of those stupid bags out from behind the counter. She just throws it to them.
I love her.
I've only known Joanna for 3 days, but if she died, I'd kill everybody here and then myself.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Alright, so we talked to Joanna, we're just chilling now eating with our bruises.
It's like
what
after a
now?
baseball game.
And I think that this, McDonald's, sorry, Burger Lads for the time being, is going to be, your home base.
Fantastic.
So I think that you guys do, regen health while you're in here.
Nice.
So you guys are just eating and watching the TV that's on. And then you see a news report, and I'm not going to do a news voice right now because I don't feel like it. But a reporter shows footage and says something along the lines of another sighting of the Corn Man question mark along the bottom of the screen, and it's a video of it's cell phone video of the Corn Man
please when he got thrown.
Yeah, Corn Man still flying through the air above them. It's like a passing plane where he just goes whoa.
I mean, because it was either that I wanted, or the video of me transferring the car crash to him.
I don't think anybody got that because I think everybody was trapped by corn.
Everyone was
fair.
horrified.
That's fair. I think that's so funny.
Local goblin stabs Corn Man.
Yeah, and that's not a lie either.
It's not.
That's the thing. It's not a lie at all.
But then, as you're watching this footage and this news anchor just in the most serious tone ever saying things like the Corn Man and launched through the air and is still on the run. That very tall man, steel driver that you met at the intersection.
Yeah. Who I asked to see his home.
Yeah. Walks through the door, and he just kind of holds a hand up and says, What was his voice again? Fuck, he just says, "Oh hey, Joanna," and Joanna immediately like throws a bag to him, and he just like catches it.
He's like, thanks.
And
Rava, enraged by the fact that she is not the only person Joanna throws a bag to, throws a chicken nugget at him as well.
he notices and like turns and looks in your direction. It's like, oh, you two. You guys all right?
Yeah.
She says nothing.
If you're wait, like, okay, did he catch the chicken nugget or did it just like kind of fall?
That just kind of like bonked him on the side of the head and fell on the ground.
Oh, it's not good anymore. It's not good anymore. I was gonna say like, if you don't want your nugget, can I have it? But like, oh well. That's okay.
Rava says nothing.
Yeah, we're all right. So, what are you up to?
Oh, I was just
How's that
coming in here
mess
to.
cleanup going?
Damage control's mostly taken care of it. The car is all right. Oh, I forgot to give you guys your. I've got to give you two your rating for the whole thing. And he like reaches into his back pocket and like unfolds a piece of paper and hands it to you two.
Oh.
And on it is the letter C at the top, and then like a rundown of basically everything you guys did in the fight. And the C is like how well you did in the actual fight.
Okay.
Question, is this paper important?
I mean, you don't really need to keep it. It's more of a performance review.
Rava turns into a paper airplane.
Great. I was actually wondering, you two are D classes, right?
Yeah.
That
Is that what
wasn't
that
a
is?
bad job done on, Corn Guy. We gotta figure out a name for him. That wasn't a bad job done for, D classes against a villain. Normally you guys would be handling like muggings and, convenience store robbery, so impressive to say the least.
Thanks.
Hey man, when there's corn, there's corn.
I'm
What?
not gonna ask what you mean by that.
Is that a euphemism?
Can be, I don't really... Rava stops and is thinking about how it could potentially be a euphemism now. This seems
Yeah.
far more important than their conversation.
Rob was just like, do corn fuck?
Yes.
Can corn do the fuck?
Yes, very much so. If you're a country person and there's not a lot of people around,
Country
sometimes
girls
you gotta
make
do what
do.
you gotta do. Yes,
Fuck the corn.
literally.
Literally.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm sorry, Jackson. It's taken us forever to do anything.
No, it's fine. I'm fine with this. This is the stuff I was hoping for.
I like the banter.
It's great.
So,
But
so what's
yeah.
our rank? Did we even see?
Oh, and he said, "Oh no, your rank is a C," and he like holds his hand out to Rava. Can I have the airplane?
Oh.
She looks at it and throws it at him. Catch.
Hold on.
He catches.
No, it hits him in the eye.
Oh.
That was a 1. It hits him in the eye, and he just kind of like winces a bit and like keeps that eye closed and just unfolds the paper.
Wait, can I? Wait. I really.
Are you gonna take the damage?
I really want to reverse the damage either back to Rava or to a random customer.
Okay,
Well,
I don't
let's
think
see.
I don't think you should do it to Rava.
I think you should do whatever is the most in character.
Well, I just want to take the damage away, but I don't want to take it myself. I just feel bad for the guy.
I think you would get points with Joanna if you put it on a random customer.
Well, okay, is Joanna working by herself or with a team of people?
Oh, she's by herself behind the counter.
Damn
like
it.
occasionally
okay, I
you
was
hear to
gonna do one of
her.
her coworkers that she hates.
Occasionally she does have like you don't see, but you do hear this manager.
The manager just says, like, in the background, "Ow."
Oh yes, please, please, can I do that?
Yes.
Okay, so I go up to John Henry, and I'm like, can you, can I just touch your shoulder for a sec?
Sure, I guess, as long as your power isn't like, you know, you're not gonna kill me. Nah, you're fine. Whatever.
Okay, thank you. So I do that, and then whenever Joanna's manager comes out trying to get mad at her, I just like do that and transfer to that person instead.
And Joanna just hears the manager in the back go, "Ow, what the fuck?" And just looks at Justin and just gives him a thumbs up.
Oh, that's
Fantastic.
cool.
She's like the cool aunt.
Yeah. So then what does John Henry do now? He can open the eye.
Henry's like, "Oh, all right, thanks, I guess." Weird power for a D class. I honestly didn't even know you guys had powers.
Oh.
I make pottery.
mean,
So
Huh.
you do, but she doesn't. Okay.
yeah.
Rava slowly gaining more hate for this man as they speak.
Ooh.
Joanna can sense it. It's in the damn room.
Also, guys, I just want. I was wondering if I could show you a thing I made while we were talking.
Sure.
Okay. I'm all for
It's
it.
sending.
Okay. I like
Hate
that
that.
one. I like it. I like that
I
very
imagine
much.
that's the exact face she makes as she's thinking. But anyways, John Henry opens up the paper and says, "Okay, so this is a rundown of your performance in the last fight. There's a starting bonus of how big of a threat it is, so that was pretty hefty considering your class and the fact that it was a villain. How many hits you took. You're not really graded too harshly on that. Odds are you're going to get hit once or twice at least.
I willingly got hit sometimes.
That's fair.
That's how my power works. I have to get hit to do damage.
I like to think he's having a mental breakdown over this fact while he's trying
Yes.
while this guy's trying to read the paper.
Yes, I am. Because, like, fuck, like, that's supposed to happen. Like, I can't do anything. Wait, so,
Rava
like,
just pats
legit.
him on the back.
I mean, yeah, but, like, legit, so I totally forgot. I know that's one of my powers, but besides that, is there really any other way I can do damage?
Yeah,
No.
you can just like smack him.
Yeah, but, like, for what, 1 to 2 damage?
Depending on how
Oh my
well
God.
you roll brawn.
Rava stands up and
Oh, yeah.
punch me.
What?
I want to see. Punch me. I want to see how bad you are at punching. Come on.
Okay. Well,
Free hit.
hey, she insisted.
Yeah,
So-
roll brawn.
Roll d20. No, I don't have to roll to hit. What's the damage thing then? Because she's like offering me to hit her.
Oh, okay.
Because it wouldn't
I guess
necessarily
yeah.
be like roll to hit.
Yeah.
What would a fist be?
I don't know. I guess we are Calvin balling it. Hold on, let me see. She takes 3 damage.
Okay. Well, that's not a lot.
That's
So
not
I
a
go,
lot.
see,
but...
that's not a lot. I put a hand on her shoulder, and then the McDonald's manager like flips out. Please, please. Yes, please
Yes,
do it.
you do it, and you just hear another ow, and he just says, "Who the fuck hit me?"
Oh, I love that.
And Ron Henry says, anyways, and just looks back down at the paper. This is, like I said, a performance review, how much you get hit. The main things that lose you points are environmental damage, meaning damage to buildings, personal property, and especially to civilians. Now, you guys did pretty good, honestly. I would say that with most of these bonuses, you probably would have gotten an A rating, but the car crash, and especially the fact that you didn't check on the well-being of civilians as soon as possible, is what brought it down to a C. So, still pretty admirable for your first villain fight, and especially that you're D classes, but I don't know. You know?
I mean, I didn't wreck the car.
That's fair.
Indeed.
But
That's fair, but the car crash didn't make too much of a difference. It was the injuries to civilians. Well, granted, they weren't super severe. The not checking on a part is what really docked you some points here.
Oh no. I'm sorry, I really don't care.
Oh,
I mean,
there's only so much I can do. I can foster all their injuries, but at
I
that
like to think
point,
that Johanna's sitting like behind the counter listening to all of this shit.
I think that Joanna does want Rava to like succeed as a hero, and just hearing her like tanking her own her own performance review is just like what Rava's doing right now is like if you went in for a job interview and they're like, so tell me, what are your hobbies? And you respond with, well, I like stealing office supplies.
Just like, why do you think you're qualified for this job? I make pottery.
yeah.
What do you bring to the table? Kleptomania, laziness, and a general desire to tell people to eat shit. Duke, what are you doing? Duke, no, buddy. I took you for a walk already, my baby boy. Oh, sweet
He's in a
baby.
crisis.
Sweet baby. Oh, he
He's
wants a
very
hug.
much in a crisis.
You want a hug. I give him a hug. Okay. But John Henry, like, I think that while he was reading performance review, he pulled out like a tiny pair of, like a small pair of glasses.
Oh.
And like had put them on. And then put them away after reading the review. It's like, but performance review aside, I personally think that the two of you handled it pretty well. And I was wondering, especially given your skill set from what we know, because Low Band managed to catch a decent amount of your fight.
Whose fight?
Huh?
Our fight?
Yeah, your two fight
Oh.
against
Sorry.
Corn Man.
Yeah. Can we like put his name in the files as Corn Man?
Just like, I mean, I can put a request for classification as Corn Man. I mean, usually we go with something a bit catchier, but we'll see if he, is a reoccurring villain.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
Well, he was talking about somebody watching us. Wait. I'm sorry, I'm confused.
Oh, that's a bit above my pay grade to disclose to you, but don't worry, we got you covered.
I literally hate that.
Okay.
Just out of character chips, like, I fucking hate this.
No, that was in character.
Oh. But anyways, I appreciated your work, and I was wondering if you wanted to come with me to catch. I don't know, what will we call him? Scarecrow, Corn Man. That's basically the only two
Sure.
names we got going.
Sure, let's do that. Let's go catch him.
Wait, hold on. And Sean Henry leans back in his chair. What about, hear me out, don't discredit me right away. Scarecorn.
Scarecorn?
Instead of Scarecrow, it's Scarecorn.
I like Corn Man.
That's fair.
Okay, fine, we'll do Corn Man.
I like Scarecorn.
Thank you, but I don't.
I liked it.
Thank you, but also I'm just gonna say this. I normally don't go out of my way to say stuff like this, but I'm just gonna say it. Your friend does scare me a touch, so I think we'll just go with Corn Man.
I mean, to be fair, she scares everybody a touch, for the most part.
I think you guys are just groups.
And Joanna just says, "Why are you going around touching people, Rava?"
What?
A touch.
Yeah.
And Joanna's like, "Fine, tried to make a joke, whatever. I don't care. I hate that's my character. I hate my job."
Stick to the McDonald's.
Okay. So where are we going right now? Or are we still staying here?
Well, there was a few more video recordings of his flight, and we did manage to get one interesting video.
Oh.
And he pulls out a little flip phone. It's way too small for him. And
I'm gonna have to get you a better phone sometime.
it's it's also above my pay grade, literally, in that regard.
Oh.
Um,
You look like your fingers, in all due respect, you're just like a big man, which is cool, but it looks like that phone is a little bit too small for you.
I
probably
make do.
uncomfortable. I'm gonna buy him a phone when I